Hello my friends, Satnam and welcome. My name is Natalie Adele and thank you for tuning in to Satnam Society. So in today's video, we're going to break down the Kundalini Tune-In. We're going to talk about why we do it, what it translates to, and the importance of mantra or chanting in our Kundalini Yoga practice. So in every traditional Kundalini class, you're going to start with a tune-in. So for those of you with more traditional Hatha Vinyasa backgrounds, you may be used to a chant at the end of class like Om, right? Or Namaste at the very end. Well, in Kundalini, we start the class always with a tune-in. And that tune-in is Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. So let's first talk about why we do it. So Kundalini is very much about the science of vibration, the science of light, the science of sound, and utilizing all of these technologies to embody the frequency of vitality, right? Because sound is energy. And so a lot of your practices in Kundalini work with mantras and chanting, and the tune-in is one of them. And so when we chant, Ong Namo Gurudev Namo, what's happening is there's a lot of vibration happening in our mouth. The tip of the tongue touches the soft palate of the mouth. The tip of the tongue touches the space behind the teeth. And what happens is we create a vibration within the mouth. And especially when we have the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, that vibration gets sent up through the soft palate into the skull, into the brain. And this vibration starts to create an electric charge in the brain, which then activates your pineal gland, or your third eye, and your pituitary gland, which is your master gland, which governs all your endocrine system. So just know that there is a science behind chanting, and think of it like reflexology in the roof of your mouth. You're also creating a vibration in the heart and in the belly. So it's really, really important to understand why we're doing it. And so what does the chant mean? So let's break it down here for you. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. So the chant translates to essentially, I bow to the divine teacher within, or I bow to the divine consciousness within. Namo comes from the same root word that namaste comes from, and it means I bow, right? And Gurudev, Guru means Gu is from dark, Ru is light, Guru is from darkness to light, Dev is teacher, right? So basically what you're saying in this chant and what you're honoring in this chant is yourself and your inner wisdom and the intelligence of your body, right? And you're saluting yourself, which is why we start the practice with this chant. I bow to the teacher within in all of its divinity. And we do that chant 3 times. So we'll always start class tuning in 3 times. And at the end of this video, we'll practice doing it together. So that's what it translates to. And the reason why we do this is because from an energetic standpoint, it's like a dialing up to higher frequencies. It's like the sound, the mantra is literally a code. And when you speak this code, whether it's out loud or within, you're aligning to the high frequency of the meaning of this code, of divinity, of divine wisdom and consciousness. So it's like you're tuning the radio station. There we are. Now we're tuned in. We're tuned in. And so again, think of it like saluting yourself, setting the stage so all parts of your body are now present. We're aware, we're online, and now we're ready to practice. So let's talk about the Ong part of it. When you chant Ong, it's O-N-G, which simply means the void. It's the void. So the chant that you might be familiar with, Om, O-M, or O-H-M, it's the entry point that takes us out of this void. And so when we chant Ong, We're literally stepping through a portal from the void into the space. And when you chant Ong, the tip of the tongue hits the roof of the mouth, like pretty intensely. Ong, g, right? And with that chant, we've then activated the head brain. We've turned on the pineal, the third eye, and the pituitary. So we're activating our head brain with the chant Ong, which again is taking us from this void space into a threshold, into an entry point. We're turning on with our vibration the head brain, which is logic, which is intellect, which is analytical. Now when we go to the next part of the chant, Namo, Namo, I bow. You can maybe feel it when you say the chant Namo. It vibrates your belly. It vibrates your gut brain. And the gut brain is much older and much more advanced than our head brain. And the gut brain is the space that we digest life from, and that we connect with others and to the world around us from. And it's the house of our emotional body. So Ong Namo is the gut brain. And then Guru Dev, it's sort of g. We're sort of coming out of the chest with that part of the chant. So it's very activating to the heart brain, right? The heart brain, the space of love, unconditional love, self-compassion. It's the heartbeat, it's the rhythm, it's the primordial pulse of humanity. So the heart brain is what's activated with Guru Dev. And then of course we go back into the gut brain again with the chant Namo. So we're turning on the science of sound with the actual vibration of the mantra. We're activating all three brains. By starting practice with this chant, we're honoring ourselves and the wisdom that we hold before we step into the doorway of this practice. And we're tuning in to the frequency of wisdom, of universal consciousness. So that's why we do it, that's what it means, and we do it 3 times. And traditionally in the Kundalini Yoga tradition, you chant it all in one breath. So it's really important before you chant each one that you really fill up the capacity of the lungs to ride you through the wave of the chant. And then again, you take another deep breath in and you ride the wave of the chant. You take one more deep breath in, you ride the wave of the third and final chant. And at the very end, you take a deep breath in, you hold the breath, you engage your root lock, you close the eyes, shift the gaze up and into the third eye space, and then release the hands. And traditionally you spend a good minute just sitting in the energy of your tune-in. So again, we repeat it 3 times. Traditionally it's all on one breath. Now if you're new to this practice and you're like, I'm having a hard time getting it all out on one breath, then separate it into 2 breaths. That's totally fine. Okay, so we're gonna practice together. I really want you to feel comfortable with this chant since it is a part of most of our kriyas. So let's tune in together. You're always gonna start off with the hands in prayer. The thumb knuckles are gonna be right here at the sternum. This activates the vagus nerve. Elbows are lifted off the ribs. Sitting up nice and tall. You're gonna start by rubbing the palms together. This activates left and right hemispheres of the brain. It activates masculine and feminine energies of the body. And it just starts to get the energy body, the subtle body, moving. And then close your eyes. Find stillness in the hands, thumb knuckles against the chest. Take a deep breath in. And out. And let's tune in together 3 times. Inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Om Take a deep, full breath in. Keep the eyes closed. Embrace, suspend the breath at the top. Gently gather in the pelvic floor, your root lock. Shift the gaze up and in. Third eye space. Hold. And then keeping the eyes closed, exhale, bring the hands to the thighs or to the knees. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Allowing yourself to feel the frequency of your tune-in. And then open your eyes. So that's the tune-in, my friends. It's a real short version of it. And the best way to really experience what the tune-in does to your body is to do it. And to just notice how it feels when you do that chant before your Kundalini practice. Stay tuned for my next video. I'll link it below, where I talk about, well, what if I'm embarrassed to say a mantra or sing out loud? Until next time, my friends, be sure to subscribe to my channel to receive free weekly content, and I'll see you soon.